Let me tell you right now that awkwardness can be a big problem, especially when you want to make friends in high school. Everyone can be awkward, and this guide is perfect for everyone. You may think that awkward teen movies are perfect too, but they're really not. Every awkward teenage guy in movies is usually either Jesse Eisenberg or Michael Cera. Yes, because awkward people are always white. In fact, I could probably prove to you that these guys are almost exactly the same. Not only that, but these guys usually function just fine. At the end of their respective movies, they do end up with the girl of their dreams, which is never usually how it works out. And every awkward girl in a movie is perfectly adjusted. She just can't walk in heels. That's it. Clumsiness is not a characteristic of awkwardness. Some awkward people have to be quick and good with the speed because you need to run away from your crush when he or she finds out that you've been staring at him or her the whole time. That's why you should watch my video, one by a real awkward girl. Let's see how to fix the first trait of awkwardness. This first characteristic is when you feel nervous in social settings. You can practically smell the anxiety coming out of them. Being super nervous about everything leads to a creepy demeanor. And then when you find out that you're creepy, it just makes you more nervous. It's a vicious cycle. I could think of the simplest way to fix this. Just tell someone not to be nervous. But to some people, that's like being told to jump off a cliff. It won't lead to anything good for them, but seriously people, I got past it, and if you try, so can you. Let me give you an example of not being nervous, and hopefully it will make you feel better. If you've watched Teen Titans back when it was on TV, or even the new series, Teen Titans Go, you know about the character Starfire. For people who need a refresher, Starfire is an alien princess who is new on Earth. She doesn't know about Earth customs, and she still sometimes speaks in her old native language. Plus, she can get overly emotional at times. Okay, I'd be lying if I said none of these things were weird, but people still like her. Can you guess why? She isn't nervous about any of her behavior. Sure, she's weird, but she doesn't let what people think of her to get to her head. People will be less nervous around you if you just stop caring. Starfire also represents this next awkward trait, not understanding social norms. She is so used to another planet that she has lots of trouble with Earth customs. Since you've lived on Earth your whole life, you won't have much trouble knowing the customs. Now, not caring will just make people less nervous around you, but if you're completely oblivious to your surroundings, people can get annoyed. Something you can try to do is learn basic social interaction tips. People recommend classes for this, but the truth is, you don't have to spend any money on it at all. All you really need to do is watch some sitcoms. I'm not even kidding. Sitcoms humorously display proper social customs, and they make sure you know which ones aren't normal. I highly recommend The Big Bang Theory, especially the character Penny. Penny is presented as one of the most normal and socially versed characters in the main group. I wouldn't recommend mimicking her outright, but try comparing how she acts to how you act and just fill in the gaps. So you've built up some confidence, and you know some basic social keys. Now you feel confident enough to try to talk to somebody. You decide to give a compliment. However, that comment unfortunately came off as distasteful or inappropriate, and now someone is mad at you. Is it time to abandon ship? No! You shouldn't just give up forever based on one mistake. What you should do is try to get as much social experience possible, take chances, compliment people, make jokes, do whatever. If you screw up, who cares? It's just one person, and besides, maybe that one person will rethink their opinion of you, and you'll get to try again. Take a chance. Another thing that can be really awkward is when someone strikes up a conversation with you and genuinely wants to hear your thoughts or how you're feeling. They compliment your outfit or something, you say thank you, and then the conversation just dies after that, therefore leaving both you and your conversation partner uneasy. This is when you lose conversation flow. You can fix this by fighting fire with fire. Notice how they just picked a random thing to talk about, like your outfit. Now you should pick something equally as random, like that dog over there. You could have a conversation just like this. Just talk about anything at all. When you're a teenager in high school, you are bound to have some peers that don't quite care for you. They might harass you, be condescending, stare at you weirdly, etc. The only advice I have here is not to worry about it if it's just minor. People do what they want, and if it's greater, like rumors being spread about you, then you should tell a trusted adult, because they're just pushing their dumb opinions about you onto other people, and they're deliberately trying to ruin your life. Otherwise, just ignore the haters, because haters gonna hate. The last trait of awkwardness I will cover is the inability to form meaningful relationships with people. This part is extremely important. Failure to actually connect with other people beyond small talk could be the determining factor in whether or not you are successful in interacting with others. Part of this is not being able to relate to what others are talking about. A lot of people like fishing, for instance, and if that's all someone likes to talk about, and it just so happens that you've never even been fishing ever in your life, if you want to continue talking to this person, you may have to shut them up and begin talking about something you're more interested in, because that's how it goes down. Eventually, you'll be able to find something you'll both be able to relate to, and you can bond over it. So there they are, your traits of awkwardness. I hope you got something out of this guide and will try to work to make yourself less awkward. Never give up.